And they go for a tiny. Yeah. I'm worried for Heroic. If the lanes don't go well for them, setting up like a stable foundation of farm will be difficult.
I wonder if it's too much of a good thing here with the amount of saves they have versus play. However, in the past, you know, we used to have a meta. This was around, I forgot which major this was, but there was a major where OG were playing double support, basically defensive support every single game. They had 2 saves, and it was amazing in that time. Obviously, conditions have changed a lot since then, but it's not. Oh, Q actually.
What the hell is going on in that lane?
You know,
Eternal envy.
Oh wow.
they had, when that team was formed, they were stacking like none other, and I think Envy was playing 5 for a while in that team, if I remember correctly.
Yep, he was the 5.
And they were just stacking and farming Ancients all day.
Echo stomp onto 2. Boat is coming on top of the toss, but a nice disruption to dodge basically everything. Lornoff's, his rune was actually dispelled completely. Gets the avalanche onto 4. His team cannot assist because of the arena. Lornoff still relatively low, but it's very tanky. Finally, the magic damage comes in from Q, but the tiny is already lost for Aurora.
2
Gonna lose the Omni Knight.
3 kill.
Ollie will follow suit, so it's a 2-for-1 exchange in favor of Heroic, the position to Tiny.
That Aurora will put some pressure up here in the top side.
But he has a 2K. We're going to see Lornoff with the Avatos. Schofield will be able to disrupt himself, but he's going to be surrounded by enemies. But here comes the Zip and the Orchid as Lornoff actually is going to be quite healthy. The Orchid was on jabs to prevent the boat.
And
Now
5-second
full
cooldown
disengage
on
for Heroic. There is a haste rune available, another Avatos. Divine Llama gets off the spear in the meantime, though. Here comes the boat and the ET ult as well. Divine Llama gets 1. And it looks like jabs will follow suit. Eventually will tick away. That's 2 cores dead for Aurora. So Heroic with kind of a back and forth fight end up on top again.
Schofield had 5 Shadow Poison stacks on jabs, and the perfect placement of heroes is that both supports are in range of saving each other, but not getting jumped together. You know what I mean? Like, as long as they're placed in such a way, accessing the fight for Aurora is, I want to say, nigh impossible right now until they get more damage. Like, they absolutely have to get these Kandas up and running, but Lornoff is going BKB first, so that's quite far away. And Morph is also going BKB. I can't say I love it, honestly. I think it's too defensive. You're gonna struggle to bring down these enemy cores, and in reality with this itemization, if Heroic just make the play call, hey, let's go take this tower, let's go take this tower, I don't think they can really stop them.
Oh my god. Oh! Oh no! All right, he gets rewarded with a shard, I guess. He's not gonna use the shard, of course.
They didn't both die.
His net worth increased by 1,400, so he's worth more to the enemy. Pretty much no gain out of this situation for Aurora. Oh, dear.
Yeah, the alternative shard was...
Mirana, right?
She already bought it.
Oh, did she?
Yeah.
Okay, so I would think it would be jabs, but he might be more farmed as... Oh, they find the Morphling, and he's dead. Super easy, calculated from Heroic.
Yep.
And they take the Wisdom rune, so adding insult to injury, and this game has just blown open.
85 total damage to Morphling. What?
What? Say it again?
If you check the chat, non-hero did 85 damage to Morphling.
Non-hero.
This is the next generation of taunt, and let's gank. I have finished
Hey,
farming.
it is unexpected. Uh-oh. 23 Savage. Okay, he'll have time to morph a bit.
Spot it and get out. Well, that was not the best waveform, but...
He got a Kobold, though. Good CS.
And Mirana will get found by Analog. Not much mana.
Yeah, he doesn't have a whole lot. We'll do some damage as Q.
Oh, age is expired.
Yeah, that helps. Delicious.
That is a lot of mana.
That's mega regen for me. So, how's the high ground? Or another?
Love myself some good toast. Well, he'll try to...
Oh, he BKBs into the gate. I haven't seen that play before.
Maybe
he has Blink, actually. Oh, but the arena. And eventually found. Divine Llama with the kill. Lornoff with another death. And this is just crumbling for Aurora.
Long way in terms of, like, power creep and speed.
Yeah.
This would have been genuinely impossible 5 years ago. No way.
For sure.
So, yep, he's big. There's a lot of farm on the map. There's a lot of stacking, and everything goes faster. So
All right, smoke from Aurora. They need to have something go well for them to get the toss back onto Divine Llama. He pops the BKB, gets the arena onto 4 heroes. It means 23 Savage is completely isolated. He's just getting casually right-clicked down by K1. Ollie's the first to fall. 23 Savage now attempting to run away. Gets off the waveform. Divine Llama misses the spear. So the good news for Aurora is they only lost 1.
All right, so waves close to their base. This is very clearly a mental play.
They're scanning. They know they're there.
Yeah.
Maybe they get softened up by the Tormentor. Schofield finally has his cleanse.
I mean,
how can you kill him now?
They break on
K1
This is not
gets initiated on, I guess, if you want to call it that, but he walks into the rest of the team. Divine Llama gets the Mars arena off. Already the death of the Marauder, but they do take out 1 Butler. You need to find the second to be able to prevail here. Divine Llama actually taking quite a bit of damage, and Purification is not enough to save him. So a 1 for 2 as K1 Hector now applying all his pressure to jabs. Doesn't want to finish the job, apparently. Analog with the Orchid upon the Morph. Echo Stomp. Do they have the control? He's trying to morph back up, but that's essentially a dieback, and they're just going to call it GG's.
I mean, that is exactly what I was saying. That's so telling, right? They lost the fight 2-3 and GG'd.
Yeah.
They were just... Yeah, they knew that... They knew what state this game was in. They knew they had to all in, and they needed a better result than that in that fight.
I thought about Troll for a second. It's one of the K1 specialty heroes that he loves to play, so you can have at least a laning stage against Timbersaw.
To get level 5 as soon as possible and combine this with some additional jungle creeps if possible. Oh, they're just going to dive, it looks like. They're running at him with the drinking
K1.
buddies.
There is a TP coming in, though. Hector in a bit of trouble. Snowball's coming for him. A couple right clicks will suffice, but the cookie to keep him alive. Ice Shard's not enough. Now the Scatter Blast onto Q with the dive to follow. He's going to eventually tick away, and it's KJ who gets the first blood in this game.
It's not like Divine Llama needs to call back his support for assistance here. Yeah, that full bore is...
It's brutal.
Nasty. Jabs, no mana.
Yeah, and he's going to get some Whirling Axes, although Ollie's coming in from the south, gets off his disruption on the K1. We'll have to work with his illusions now. He has stacks of Shadow Poison applying to him. He gets a nice Whirling Axes, but dies shortly after as KJ, I believe he gets a kill with his passive.
Very close fight. Analog has showed up. Wants to go for jabs with the roll. If he connects this one, he's too far. Not going to happen.
Yeah, first rotation from Analog. He does hit the stone here.
Oh, the full bore, of course.
And the right click.
Ah, man, that's my old brain being like, he can't connect here.
Very important. I think he's not that strong right now because of the overwhelming amount of...
Drinking buddies, and there's the Spectre, first ult of the game. K1 in a lot of trouble, but here comes the Mars Arena, but no, the Troll does side jump on the outskirts, but look at the damage all under this tier 1 tower. 23 Savage ticking away, although Analog doesn't have a whole lot of mana to work with, so they get the Tusk, they'll get the Darkseer, and these heroes are dropping like flies, although the Scatter Blast is avoided. 23 Savage gonna be able to dodge another roll.
He has no escape plan though, no TP.
He could try to deny himself to the creeps. It's gonna be
He's making
spotted
the work
now.
for it. Did he magnetize nothing?
I'm not sure.
I didn't see the magnetize. I was like, they're all
Another
gonna
Spectral
die.
Dagger into the trees. He spotted it at the last moment. Sunray tickling him. As K1 dies to Lorenoff. Okay, we'll talk about that in just a moment. 23 Savage eventually will die. My goodness.
I mean, okay.
How-
Went mid and
how
got
did-
killed off by, I believe it was Tusk and Timber, so led to somewhat of a trade, I suppose. Oh, KJ does have Supernova.
He does have Supernova inside the egg. Nice spear. Can they save the egg? It's going to be close. A big rebuke comes out, and the egg does activate. Lorenoff and company in a lot of trouble. He dies at 23 Savage. Another death to his name. And Heroic basically taking out where they left off from that last game, and they have definitely have the momentum on their side.
Tank here in the fights, against the Troll in particular, of course. But yeah, it's... The concern here is that Spectre
By
it's
Llama,
gonna take a while.
Arena towards that top rune area. Analog comes in with a big magnetize onto several heroes. Disruption to keep Lorenoff safe, but Analog is the one taking the brunt of the damage despite having the blade mail. He is the first to fall. Jabs gets clipped. Find a scatter blast as the egg does go off in the background.
That was a very defensive supernova from KJ. I think if he dove into the entire enemy team and popped in on top of them, that could have been a couple of kills,
One
perhaps.
tower as they group up here.
Yeah, and they should be getting this for free. I don't think Aurora have any interest in considering this. They are pinging out analog, and they're going to glyph, but not going to bring the numbers. Are they actually thinking about it? Wait a second. He has Blade Mail and
He's
Illusion.
coming. The Walrus Punch onto analog. Already getting evaporated, but will stay by a little bit longer. But the arena comes in finally from Divine Llama. Not enough to save the Earth Spirit. The egg does go off, but the Shadow Demon Disruption actually avoided most of it. So Lornoff's still alive, and now Divine Llama won against the world. And the world wins.
Okay. They did want to defend it with good reason. Eternal Shroud, baby. That was insane how much damage Lornoff tanked. I think he ate like 7 Mortimer's Kisses and the whole combo, and then he just gets disrupted on 15% by Ollie. And I was going to say they defend the tower. They technically didn't. They end up denying it, but that was a 5v4.
K1.
Up top.
He's going to get some help from Schofield. Gets a nice cookie on it too, but there's a third member in Ollie. Snowball. Going to find its way over to the Snapfire. 23 Savage is actually going to be fine, and K1 Hector not so much. So another core kill for Aurora.
Yeah. This is some...
That's a Sacred Relic.
Damn, he is getting so much space. He shadow stepped into that fight, did a little bit of damage, and then left and went back to his tower, knowing that if he stuck around any longer, he would have died. So he still participates in it. And with that, they can still look to fight, and they will. Smoking up here. And they will find Phoenix.
Yeah, that would be a good kill. They're going to avoid him completely. Want to go for Divine Llama instead. That's going to be an easy pickoff. So it's a one and done, it seems, as the Radiant's now officially online for 23 Savage.
Yeah, his farm is going to accelerate a lot. Both sides. Some key areas being covered. The Radiant Ward around the enemy Ancient camp, as well as the top half. So they're really trying to find 23 Savage. And the Dire Wards a little bit out on the map.
They want K1.
He's
alone. He gets the Ancients. He's in a bit of trouble.
Oh.
He actually does use Battle Trance. He's just bashing the crap out of this Darkseer. They try to get him onto the wall, but it's not going to happen. That's already kill for K1. They're going to burn life number 1.
Oh boy, missing that vacuum.
Heroic.
Real bad.
On the way. Arena only going to hit Q. They're going to focus everything on the Shadow Demon first. That's an easy pickoff. Q, Ice Shards himself trying to get out with a little cheeky move there. It's not to be though. 3 kills in the name of Heroic, and now they can get a tier 2 tower. And probably the Tormentor as well.
What could have been an easy Aegis snipe turns into a 0 for 3 fight, specifically because the Darkseer, I think level 4 vacuum there would have done it.
Smoke now.
Or Spectre, but not there.
Jabs. He's going to be spotted, speared into a tree. Schofield trying to find the right angle. Scatterblast, okay. They do get the Mars Arena off. And Jab's just going to try to TP out, but the Gleipnir finds him. That's going to be the death of the Darkseer. As Ollie, his TP is canceled as well. That's going to be 2 kills again for Heroic.
Yeah.
Obviously, you have the Radiance in the back wall.
And they're very stacked in the pit, but Darkseer isn't here.
Yeah. Lornoff throwing out the Chakram. Analog goes in with a BKB and his Magnetize. It looks like Roche will be for Heroic. Lornoff desperately trying to get over there. It's going to be close, actually. Lornoff takes the Aegis, and they kill Roche as well. They have the arena, but everybody's outside of it, outside of Lornoff, who's basically impossible to kill here. The Mars has fallen. K1 trying to focus onto Jabs. And Analog gets punched into the air. We have a TP buyback from the Shadow Demon. Analog, despite having the blade after the egg, does drop as Jabs somehow getting out with barely any HP. This went amazingly for Aurora. Going through the gates left, right, and center, but...
How did they not finish Roche in that? Easy kill on the side of Aurora. So if Mars can't offer a lot in that regard, but only offers control, they're really trusting in K1's ability to kill.
Oh, they get the Hex. They get the opening onto the Tusk, but the Vacuum is going to delay things. And look at the damage that Divine Llama has already taken. The Snowball wasted so much time, nobody even dies inside of it. And the first to fall is Divine Llama. K1 finally pops the battle chance, but here is where the kiting begins. Gets kicked onto the cliff! finally gets brought down by the cookie and is killed off shortly after a 3-for-0, and Aurora in the driver's seat.
That's a three-pointer.
Well, that's a three-pointer. A 4-for-0 Aurora.
Schofield is...
taking a Lotus.
Okay.
All right, that's a bit risky. There's the Hex from Devi. He's going to get initiated on. His Analog is really deep here. The BKBs are traded, and the Pipe is going to brush off a lot of this damage, but Schofield eventually brought down by 23Savage. He'll buy back instantly. Now the roll on to the Timbersaw, still trying to ignore him. The Arena, nobody's even inside other than the Snowball Q. He wastes so much time again.
Oh, Lordov
is actually taking quite a bit, but we'll be able to Timber Chain away. Eventually, they do finally take out the Tusk, as the Mortimer's Kisses not providing a whole lot. But they do find the Shadow Demon on the outskirts here. Well, they don't have the vision apparently. And the Phoenix eventually brought down by 23Savage. There's the buyback though onto the Tusk. Is Ollie still alive in the trees? Analog still. We have a big kick onto Devi Llama with the snowball to follow. He's going to be brought down. 70 seconds of no Mars. And now K1 focusing on this Tusk. This would be a pretty big kill because it would be a dieback in fact, but 23Savage using his ult to get to the back line. And Schofield and company going to try to collapse here, but K1 destroyed. And Schofield looks to be next on the list, and Aurora did lose a member or so, but they come out on top big time in this fight.
The type of game state that Spectre just don't miss.
Oh yeah. Gaben knew all along.
30 seconds before any reinforcements will arrive here for Heroic. They have a glyph. Gonna buy some time here, but doesn't feel like... Well, maybe they can even defend this one Rax.
I mean, their building
Pretty
damage
slow.
is not particularly great.
They're not good at killing the banner though. I guess Snapfire.
Yep, Snapfire is very good. Oh, the silence into the kick and the Hex.
Oh boy.
He's dead. No Phoenix Egg for the next 70 seconds. Full lane Rax here for Aurora. They get the melee and now they transition to the bot lane. So the fortification is refreshed and will be used instantly. And I think Heroic, realizing they might have to fight 4v5, if you don't even include the Aegis, it's 4v6.
They might just give it. They
might have to.
They don't seem ready for it. Hector killed the banner.
They did it. But they're gonna lose Rax, it seems.
A little bit of a time machine here, destroying 2 melee Rax back to back. Very unusual. Generally don't see teams do that nowadays. But Aurora have played Dota.
Nope, Lorenov going in really deep. There's the kick. Analog will pop the BKB. He's now Walrus Punch. Arena comes out from Devi. Shadow is getting out some disruption as K1 focusing everything on the Tusk, but he gets vacuumed to the high ground. The kiting of Troll continues. Devi now trying to run away in his own base. K1 in the midst of everybody just dies. And GG's called, so we're going to a game number 3.
The unexpected brawl, the panel didn't cover this. They didn't think about the punch into kick combo. But the full martial arts on display here from Aurora will get them to a game 3. Very entertaining game.
K1, carry Abba, true, yeah.
Carry Abba, keeping this Dragonite as a flex.
Yeah, but it takes away the core concept of Aurora's teamfight lineup, and you just throw someone into the middle, and now they go for some pacing on Aurora, so...
I think if Heroic want to get top 8 at this tournament, Analog needs to play well in this game, but he can really set the narrative.
K1.
Jabs is...
really low as we have a dive in from Ollie coming in through the gate. KJ taking a blood grenade as well. Schofield trying to do as much damage as he can, but K1 dies first. KJ somehow survives.
So awkward.
So it'll be a trade.
I don't know if Ollie can get out of this.
Oh, mid lane though, this will be a much more important kill. Analog can't finish the job though. As Ollie having a battle for his life, KJ wins it.
I'm going to chalk that up to a slight Heroic win. These moments are really important for the side of Aurora, especially if they end up losing a Storm here. Doesn't look like it though.
Yeah, Devi Llama, no ult to work with this time. He's dead.
All right.
And KJ out of mana, Vortex back into the fray. He drops dead as well. Analog can't finish anybody off, so Last couple minutes have been all Aurora.
Illusion hit you increase the counter on the silence by 1.
Yeah, true. Vailama, he's initiated on. They're trying to burn his ult. They do so. Can they follow it up, though? Is Analog making his way over? The Bramble in there with the coil, but the egg on the Chronosphere. They only clip the puck who gets repelled. He's fine. Egg does detonate. Schofield, he's going to get caught in the river. Still, Aurora using a lot just for a Dark Willow, although Analog, okay, he's going to be safe thanks to the Aphotic Shield. So many ways to give this puck.
This time around, Aurora can actually find at least 1 kill every time they initiate. But at the same time, is it enough when you're spending this many resources and Dragon Knight just isn't showing up?
Oh, Divide.
He is dead.
Most likely, no ult this time.
Good find. That high ground ward made that a very easy kill for them. Heroic are looking for a move of their own, anticipating that Faceless Void will be farming in the triangle, but not the case. They'll find Q.
Yep, Snowball onto the creep. High ground he comes. Falls shortly after. Although, the Orchid being revealed, Lorinoff will be able to get a trade of sorts. Gets the Electric Vortex onto the puck, who's very, very low now. Maybe the Waning Rift away. Uses the coil to try to run, but it's not to be. Jabs gets credit for that one, so a huge response.
That's a combo between KJ and King Jungles. Interesting. Rain works in wondrous ways. There goes mid tower. No defense mounted by Heroic.
Oh, we got a coil onto the Void. It's going to be a close one. Oh, he does get taken out. Vailama gets credit for it. Much needed kill here from Heroic.
Oh, Aurora want to fight?
They sure do. Orchid onto the Dark Willow, but the Aphotic Shield is there to help save her. And now Jabs in such an awful spot, completely surrounded. And you're right, why would they want to fight in that scenario?
I do not understand that fight selection. You just lost your carry and the enemy team showed a major willingness to rotate to that area.
At least for farming capabilities, and he has ult in 7 seconds to siege. For lane number 2, he's gonna get punched in the air. There's the Chronosphere. KJ trying to buy something to him. They actually, will they get him? The Guardian Angels to be alive, and now the Terrorize and the Satanic being used to get him back to half HP. Vailama is pretty deep, will have to use his ult. Another punch into the air, but after all of that, Aurora still technically get nothing. It was close.
Oh, they're trying now.
Lorinoff, he's gonna get silenced by the Waning Rift. Dragon Tail to follow, but the Snowball is going to keep him alive a little bit longer. 23 Savage trying to take out K1. He's going to get some help with the Drinking Buddies. Hector getting really low. They finally take him out, but it cost them 3 of their own heroes. And now Analog trying to take out Lorinoff, but with those 2 buybacks, Heroic will fall back.
Obviously a very long way there when Nullifier is a required purchase along the way instead of going straight. Scotty,
hey, they have Walrus King.
Okay.
They have it.
Yeah, he must have sold something, right? Or did he find the gold?
Not sure.
We'll see if they kick him in. This is the Dragon form life, so if they can kick him into the tier 4s, kill him there, and then you want a Dragon form, that will be something.
Yep, here we go. There's the kick into the base. Nullifier applied his load. He pops the BKB. Now he's Walrus punched into the air. Half HP, he's stuck inside the charge, but there's Satanic keeping him alive. The Terrorize on top of 23 Savage with the BKB. They have the damage. Life number 1 is dead. He does not have Dragon form when he's back. And finally, the Chronosphere comes out. 23 Savage will get King J to start things out. And the DK still all alone, close to the fountain. They vanquish the Dragon again. Aurora and showing signs of life. 23 Savage actually will not be going down here. And Schofield will eventually tick away. Double kill for Jabs. And incredible defense from Aurora. And that, well, that's the reveal of the Walrus King.
Tusk Ags, it was the one thing that could save them, and they got it just when they needed it. He's planning for that. If he thinks the game is going that direction, it gives him a way of catching heroes on the side lanes.
This is big, though, for Aurora. Aegis, Refresher Shard. 23 Savage, he uses the Chronosphere. It's going to clip the Dark Willow, but the Shadow Realm was already used. Schofield will end up dying, but that's a big ultimate down.
Oh, they have this.
There's the Dragon Tail, but the instant Hex onto Hector, but he's going to pop his BKB. The Sunray doing a lot of work, but he's going to pop it, not taking any damage. There's the Chronosphere for 23 Savage, number 2, thanks to the Refresher Shard. Making good use of it, but a big Terrorize to delay things as much as possible. And look at the Satanic going to work, but the Walrus kick away, and K1 Hector looks to be dead in the water. That is a big kill for Aurora, and they still maintain Aegis. As I say that, they use it instantly, but Divine Llama trying to keep his puck alive. Lornoff gets the surround tactics onto Analog. He gets inside the tree line, has Illusory Orb soon, blinks away to safety. Divine Llama, though, no ult to work with now. Eventually, Sheepstick, and he will be brought to his knees. So 2 kills, and 2 very important kills for Aurora. Well, technically it was 4, I guess. They bought back on 2.
Yeah, this Tusk is doing so much for them. If Aurora managed to make it to top 8, this Tusk has really, I think, for me, been the most impactful hero in game both 2 and 3 here. Q is doing so much with these kickbacks, with the kick away. Like, even just, this is like, okay, this fight's going pretty well. Let me just kick Dragon Knight out of it. And we just focus on other things. He's buying so much time, and you can tell Heroic know this. They went for the kill on him very first. But with that buyback and the teleport location that they were fighting in with the Twin Gate, he could easily connect down to the outpost.
Yep, and they got a Roche banner, so they got all the creeps they can work with. They're actually going to try to go for Throne here. 30 seconds of no buyback here on the Dragon Knight.
Whoa,
Tier 4 number 1 is down.
Right
Are they actually just going to win this game right here, right now? Curse Crown on 23 Savage. They don't have much of a defense to work with on Heroic. They're about to be eliminated from TI. Coil on the back lines on the 2, but 23 Savage and Lornoff and company still focusing on the Throne. KJ gets nullified. He's useless. The Ancient is actually done. Aurora wins this absolute thriller game number 3. They will move on through TI. Heroic, unfortunately, eliminated.
Oh my God. What
unbelievable end.
What a bizarre game, and what a way to win it for Aurora. This is the perfect example of a game where you effectively have one way to win, right? It is the enemy team is going to push your high ground. You need to use all of the tools in your arsenal. You need to combine them correctly and strategize. You have time to think. They figure out what to do, and they execute it in their own high ground and turn the game around. Beautiful.